Hey folks, Dave here, and today we're going to talk about the various caching options in Concrete CMS. We use caching to speed up our websites, making it much faster to load. Caching is important in Concrete CMS, not only to make the site faster, but to help it scale. Without cache, there's a lot of demand on the server. It has to run the PHP, talk to the database many times, and run all the unminified CSS and JavaScript assets as well. Caching sort of creates a snapshot of a page. It looks the same, it just loads much quicker with less work for the server to do. So what caching settings does Concrete CMS have? To find out, we need to log in and click the dashboard button, choose System Settings, and go to Cache and Speed Settings under Optimization. So this is the cache settings page. I'll go through these in the order in which they are in version 9 of the CMS. First up is the Overrides cache. This caches the paths to any overrides you have created. Say you created a custom view in a block, this caches it. In development, you can leave it off, but in production, turn it on to improve performance. Next up is the block output cache. Again, during development of your website, you probably want this switched off, but in production to turn it on. You can then turn this off in individual blocks if you need to in the CMS. Obviously, it's best to cache them if you can, but some blocks you may need to override this setting. Also, in your code, we have these options in your block's controller.php file. To run full-page caching in Concrete, you'll want to make sure they are set to true. But sometimes you may want to disable the last one for registered users. If any of your blocks show different content when logged in, such as a message saying disabled in edit mode, if you don't disable that setting, it can actually cache that disabled message and show it to the live viewers on the site. Next, we have a nice option to minify and combine JavaScript and CSS assets. This is out of the box with Concrete CMS. No add-ons or plugins are required, unlike some other systems. You also don't need to use any task runners like Gulp to compile less, unless you want to, of course. But if you don't, it can be compiled automatically here. The only drawback I really see is you have to clear the site cache to update the CSS in production. Also, I recommend enabling source maps. So then you can see in your console which style sheet and line of CSS is responsible for a particular style on your page. It's a really clever feature. Full page caching helps you to make your site super fast. It really reduces the time to first byte on websites. We find they really fly on our high-performance hosting package, where sites reside on a modern VPS. Even on shared hosting, performance is very good. It's a bit of a funny one. We had an issue where forms weren't sending when users submitted them. It was just the one site that didn't like the block output cache being enabled. Once that was switched off, forms worked fine again. So basically, you just need to test that this token changes every time you reload the page. This is now part of our going live process for new websites. To verify your caching is working, check your browser console's Network tab. Select the initial page request, and you can see the cache control header. This will only show, though, if you enable full page caching in all cases. Trouble is, that's quite risky. It can cache things you actually don't want to be cached fully, like shopping carts, checkout steps, forms pagination, search results. So use full page caching in all cases with caution. If you need to, you can exclude pages from the cache too. Click the cog top left on the edit bar, then choose caching, then choose do not cache this page. The cache can be cleared when required. You'll want to do this if you're making code changes or something just isn't showing on your live site. To do it, go to Cache in the Concrete CMS search function, then click Clear Cache. Most of the time, you don't need to clear the thumbnails cache, but that option is there if any images are not updating properly on your site. That's about it for this video. If you need help, just comment or visit us at madesimplemedia.co.uk. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.